Hey guys, this is Fantasy Reader, and today I am giving you guys a glimpse of my book collection. It is pretty large, and I have around 30 books, 30, yeah. As you can see, it's almost to the top of my dresser, and the reason I have it in a stack like this is because I don't have the room to actually, get a bookshelf. I don't have the money, and the only bookshelf I have is right there, and it doesn't hold many books. So, yeah, and I would like a bigger bookshelf. On the one about, I would replace this and put this in my closet, and then put a bookshelf size that wall right there. So, yeah. So, here we go, guys. So let's start. I got, This Present Darkness and Piercing the Darkness, which is a Christian novel about good and evil. My dad works with this one guy, and he recommended it to me to read, and so I decided to read it, but I stopped reading it because I started getting into other books. I read too many books at one time. Yeah, I read like 3. So, Eragon, Eldest, and Brissinger, which are the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. Probably one of my favorite books in the fantasy series. I have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which I got from the library just to read the end. I haven't read it in 2 years, and I just forgot what happened at the end, so I decided to read it. Just, like, proofread it over again. I had Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse. The reason I have these books, which I regret having, but, I got Twilight, and I read it, it was decent, and I got New Moon, and I read it, decent Eclipse, and then it started getting kind of boring, too, like, love story. The third one, no, 3 and 4 were pretty good, but the first 2 were just horrendous. New Moon was just the most boringest thing I've ever seen in my life, or read in my life. It's terrible. The Lightning Thief, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. I am missing the Sea of Monsters. Do I know? It's up there. I just have them ordered. I have the stack by hardcover so it doesn't, like, fall over and everything. I don't want, like, a little tiny book with a hardcover, like a big hardcover on top of it. I need to stack up evenly so that way it doesn't fall over. So, that's why I don't have them in order by series. Or, like, series, like, which book comes before the series. I mean, which book comes before the other books. So, The Lightning Thief. Yeah, I pretty much already said that. The Navigator by Eoin McName, Out from Boneville, and The Great Cow Race, which is actually what does it call it, comic series that I read. It's pretty good. I haven't had the third one. I can't find it, so if you guys want the third one in the series, just let me know. I have The Hobbit, which I actually finished today. It was great. I love it. It's a classic, and anyone who is a fantasy reader and hasn't read this should read it right now. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know if you can see that. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood. Oh no, Order of the Phoenix. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks just like a plain book. There's the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And there's the Warrior's Heir, which is one of the few books in this pile that I have not read. Then I have The Sea of Trolls, which I also have not read. Wow. Artemis Fowl, which these 3 books I got at the same time when I was in Artemis Fowl. I read the first 2 and then I stopped because I started not just reading them, I started getting other things. And there's the Sea of Monsters right there. Artemis Fowl is good if you like sci-fi though. It has like fairy technology. It's kind of cool, but it's about this military genius. There is the Sea of Monsters. There's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. There is Mass Effect Revelation, which is based off a video game called Mass Effect. And I completed the first video game on my Xbox 360, and I decided to get the book because I was interested in, like, the history and about the characters. So, there's Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, which is probably my favorite fantasy book. It's won the Hugo winner and the Nebula winner. And then here's the Stephen King, The Eyes of the Dragon, which I am reading right now. So, this is really good. It's like one of the Stephen, wait, I'll break it out for you guys here. Alright. So this book is basically Stephen King's, fantasy novel. There is the Dark Tower series, which I'm getting soon. after I read this. I'm going to read the Dark Tower series. But this is more fantasy aspect than the Dark Tower series and all those. But, yeah, so that's the Eyes of the Dragon. It's kind of more hardcore than some of the, like, the Aragon Eldest. It's more, I don't really know how to explain it. Just read it. It's harder to follow. It's more about, like, family, but it does have some dragons in them. Of course, the book's name is Eye of the Dragon. But, yeah, I'm on page 40, though, so I can't say much about it. But so far, it's caught my interest, and I've been reading it. So, yeah, that's Stephen King's The Eyes of the Dragon. So, yeah, that's that. My bad. Sorry, guys. Alright, so, I do have one book that's not in the shelf. I have it in my book bag, I think. And that's the reason for that is I started reading that book. I started reading Harry Potter again, The Hobbit, and The Eyes of the Dragon, all at the same time. Like, I was reading one, and then the other, and then the other. Like, I couldn't stick to one, but now I'm starting to stick. I just read The Hobbit. I just started reading The Hobbit alone, and I finished that. I finished it in, like, 2 days. It was around 500 pages, but I only read, like, 120 each day. And then I started reading, today, I just finished The Hobbit today, but then I started reading The Eyes of the Dragon. I'm on page 40. Started, like, 10 minutes ago. It's pretty good. I pretty much already said that, I'm sorry. But Harry Potter, that's one of my favorite books. I love that book. Read it 2 years ago. I think I said that too. Crap. Alright. Oh, yeah, the book I don't have. I mean, the book that's in my book bag. If you guys have ever seen the Legend of the Seeker of the show, you would know about this. This is called the Sword of Truth books, which is, the series is based off the book. There's 10 books, I think, 12. Yeah, and they're about this guy, and he meets this girl, and they go on quests and stuff. It's kind of cool. So yeah, that's that. And it's a very big book. It's about as thick as this book right here, but it's shorter and a lot fatter. Yeah, so that's that. If you guys have any, like, recommendations of, like, book series, anything, then just let me know, and I'll, like, check them out on, like, BarnesandNoble.com or something, and see if they're actually worth reading, not that bullcrap stuff that people recommend me sometimes. Like, my friend recommended this one book, and it was terrible. I was just like, what is this? But, so that's that, and, so if you guys have any series, anything like that, books, but it must be fantasy. I do not like, I've had an argument with a kid in school today. Why would we want to read books about real life when we already live in real life? Why would we we already live in real life, we already know what it's like, but we don't know about the other world, like, the fantasy side of the world, which is pretty much our imagination. But why would we want to, like, stay in our world? Like, we should have imagination and just, like, think about other things other than our world. But I mean, some books are alright. Like the Tom Clancy. I read one Tom Clancy book. It was kind of cool. About the submarine. But I like Stephen King. I want to read It. That's actually, like, a book. It's about this crazy, insane clown that goes around killing people. Yeah, alright. Enough said. So I'm gonna let you guys see the last glimpse of my book collection. So, around the time I get to the top of that book, to the top of that drawer, I will show you guys another book collection, like, added on. And it won't be over all these books, so it's the last time you guys are going to see these books. But the next couple books that are going to reach the top of there will be shown in the next video. So, thanks, guys, and I'm going to give you one last glimpse. Slow motion. Whoa. Fast motion. No, just kidding. Alright. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.